Imagine two people. Both earn the same salary. Both live in the same city. Both follow a strict budget every single month. They track every expense. They cut unnecessary spending. They avoid wasting money. 5 years later, one of them is still stuck living paycheck to paycheck. The other is quietly building wealth. Same income, same budget. So what changed? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Budgeting alone won't make you rich. And in some cases, it can actually keep you stuck. Problem setup. Most of us were taught the same money rule growing up. Spend less than you earn. Sounds logical, right? So we download budgeting apps. We track our expenses. We cut down on coffee. We cancel subscriptions. And for a while, it feels like we're doing everything right. But then something strange happens. Your savings barely grow. Your lifestyle feels restricted. And no matter how disciplined you are, you're not getting ahead. This is where most people get frustrated. Because they think, I'm doing everything right, so why am I still not rich? The problem isn't your discipline. The problem is what you believe budgeting is supposed to do. Core explanation. Let's break this down in the simplest way possible. Budgeting is like a diet plan. It helps you control what goes in and what goes out. It prevents damage. It creates awareness. It keeps things stable. But here are the key idea. A diet alone doesn't make you strong. You can eat perfectly every day. But if you're not building muscle, you won't get stronger. The same thing happens with money. Budgeting helps you control spending. But it doesn't help you build wealth. Let's look at a simple example. Person A earns $1,000 per month. They budget perfectly and save $200. Person B also earns $1,000, but instead of focusing only on budgeting, they focus on increasing income and investing. After some time, person B earns $2,000 and invests regularly. Now ask yourself, who's actually moving forward? The person who saves more, or the person who earns and grows more? This is where most people get stuck. They treat budgeting like the main strategy. But in reality, budgeting is just the starting point. Psychological insight 1, the control illusion. Budgeting makes you feel in control. And that's powerful. When you track expenses, your brain feels productive. It feels responsible. It feels like progress is happening. But here are the catch. Control is not the same as growth. You can control your money perfectly and still not build wealth. It's like organizing your desk all day instead of actually doing the work. Psychological insight 2, the small wins trap. Cutting small expenses feels satisfying. Skipping coffee, canceling subscriptions, saving a few dollars here and there. These are easy wins, but they create a dangerous mindset. You start believing that saving small amounts is the key to wealth. It's not, because there's a limit to how much you can cut. But there's no limit to how much you can earn or grow. Think about it. You can only cut expenses down to zero. But your income, your investments, your opportunities, they can grow infinitely. Psychological insight 3, fear-based money thinking. Budgeting often comes from a place of fear. Fear of running out of money. Fear of overspending. Fear of making mistakes. So people become extremely cautious. They avoid risks. They avoid investing. They avoid opportunities. And without realizing it, they trade growth for safety. But here are the truths. Wealth is not built by avoiding risk. It's built by understanding and taking smart risks. Core shift from scarcity to growth. This is the turning point. There are two ways to think about money. One, scarcity mindset. I need to protect what I have. This leads to extreme budgeting, fear of spending, avoiding risks. 2, growth mindset. I need to grow what I have. This leads to investing, increasing income, building assets. Budgeting lives in the scarcity world. Wealth lives in the growth world. And most people never cross that bridge. The real wealth formula simplified. Let's simplify wealth building into one idea. Wealth equals income plus growth time. Budgeting only affects a small part of this equation. It helps you manage what you already have. But real wealth comes from increasing income, investing consistently, letting time do its work. Imagine this. You save $300 every month. That's good. But if you invest that money, over time it starts growing on its own. It becomes something bigger, something that works without your effort. That's where wealth actually begins. The big mistake most people make. Most people stop at budgeting. They think, I'll start investing later. I'll increase income someday. I'll figure it out eventually. But later turns into years. And years turn into lost opportunities. Because the earlier you start growing money, the more powerful it becomes. Practical takeaway. So what should you actually do? Not stop budgeting, but stop relying on it as your main strategy. Think of budgeting like this. Backhand index pointing right, it's your foundation, not your future. Here's the shift. Step 1, use budgeting for awareness. Know where your money is going, but don't obsess over perfection. Step 2, focus on increasing income. This could be learning a new skill, starting a side hustle, negotiating your salary. Because one income jump can do more than years of cutting expenses. Step 3, start investing early. Even small amounts matter. The goal is not perfection. The goal is consistency over time. Step 4, think in terms of assets. Instead of asking, can I afford this? Start asking, will this make me money in the future? That single question changes everything. Final insight. Here's the idea most people miss. Rich people don't just manage money. They make money work for them. Budgeting is about working for money. Wealth is about money working for you. So if you've been budgeting perfectly but still feel stuck, it's not because you're doing something wrong. It's because you've only been playing half the game. Budgeting keeps you stable, but stability is not wealth. Growth is. And the moment you shift from, how do I save more? How do I grow more? That's when everything changes.